How's everybody doing? We are live. My name's Alan Roberts. It's been a minute. I've been working on a big project, still working on a big project, going to be working on a big project for next little bit and hopefully for many, many years to come because I'm very much enjoying it. I'm definitely going to enjoy the outcome. But today, I wanted to talk to you about some health shit because it seems like nobody else wants to. We are, I guess, in cold and flu season. To me, it's still allergy season because I live in the South and allergies are crazy right now. But I see a lot of people pushing you to get the flu vaccine, get the flu vaccine, get the flu vaccine, get the COVID, gene therapy, because that's what it is. I know that upsets people, but reality exists. And I was right. You were wrong. I told you so. Anyway, but here is the interesting stuff that I wanted to talk about today. Healthy habits beat the flu shot easily. Like easily. It amazes me that we are at a stage where it is like, people do not want to admit that all this is bullshit if we're not trying to be healthy, right? Like, you can get all the vaccines in the world. If you're 300 pounds, you're still going to die early and painfully and likely very embarrassingly, and I've been trying for years to wake people up to the reality that this is just not how we can function as a society. But I did say, a consistent follower sent me this article. We are going to read it now. This is from Prevention. They're trying to get money out of me. They're not going to get it. And block all that shit. So this, load up as quick as much as we can. This is what happens if you skip your flu shot. Infectious disease doctors explain how this decision can impact your health. So, and by the way, to any of the infectious disease doctors that would like to, come on my show or have a conversation with me, and we can talk about this, because you'll notice the things that are missing from this article. Each cold and flu season comes with reminders to get your annual flu shot. But with everything you have going on, it's fair for your flu shot to fall. It's fair for your flu shot to fall down on your list of things to do. So what happens if you miss a flu shot? In my experience in working in healthcare, when I worked in healthcare, I of course had to get a flu shot every year. Every year I got the flu horrifically. Like almost every year I worked in healthcare. Of course, I was fat as fuck then too, by the way, mind you. But every year I worked in healthcare, I got the flu incredibly bad, like incredibly bad. So since I have stopped working in healthcare, I have not gotten another flu shot at all. I have not gotten the flu. I've gotten it's pretty bad sinus infection once or twice, but when you have a nose as big as mine, it happens, right? But the flu, have not gotten. While doctors stress that it isn't something that you want to find out about, it's fair to have questions. It's not something you want to find out about because the flu. It's wild that we're now scaring people over the flu, when people had to say that COVID was so much more deadly than the flu. When the flu, if you're in shape and healthy, is not deadly to you, and neither is the fucking cold known as COVID. But there is a reason why healthcare organizations recommend you getting a flu shot each year. Namely, the circulating strains change, making you at risk not only for getting infected, but for getting seriously ill. Now, I will remind you, there is this thing called T-cell immunity, which is basically your immune system's memory. And if you get the flu and get over the flu, naturally, without depleting your fucking natural immunity T cells by getting things like the COVID vaccine and getting gene therapy, pardon me, or getting the flu shot, you develop widespread, broad-span immunity. So, if you're waffling about making an appointment to get your shot this year, or just haven't even thought about it, there are a few things infectious disease doctors say you should keep in mind. Here are what they want you to know. What happens if you skip your flu shot this year? On a basic level, you can get sick. Oh my God, you might get sick. You might feel some discomfort, especially if you're fat as fuck. That means you can be left dealing with symptoms like fever, cough, sore throat, fatigue, runny nose, headaches, and muscle aches, per the CDC, which has never prevented nor controlled any disease. But however, some of the side effects of getting the fucking flu shot are fever, cough, sore throat, fatigue, runny nose, headaches, and muscle aches. Kind of crazy how that works out. But if you have a regular case of the flu, The flu can also cause serious complications like inflammation of your heart, brain, and muscle tissue, along with multi-organ failure per CDC. Stop it. And it's worth pointing out that more than 45,000 people a year die from the flu in the U.S. each year. Oh my God, 45,000 people out of 330 million? Are you fucking kidding me? Why don't we talk about the 300 to 400,000 people that die of obesity? How about the 371,000 people that medical error actually fucking kills a year? Like, medical error from the healthcare industry makes the flu look like a fucking amateur when it comes to killing people. The reason we recommend getting annual flu shots is because we need profit. I mean, because is for the flu is that over time our immunity wanes. Sorry, that was just one of the ADHD voices out of that. Our immunity wanes, and there's some evolution of the virus. So if there's some evolution of the virus, how the fuck do you motherfuckers know that your flu vaccine's working? It's not like you find the new virus and all of a sudden, poof, they have a vaccine ready. And if so, they haven't tested that motherfucker. You guys are the actual fucking test experiment. If you're getting the flu shot, everybody should realize that you guys are actually the science. If you keep getting vaccinated with all these new vaccines, you are the science. They have not been blind placebo tested at all. A lot of the vaccines that are on the vaccine schedule, by the way, have only been tested for safety for 3 days to just a few months. So they don't know what the fuck this shit's going to do to you down the road. They have no idea. They definitely don't know what it will do to you in accumulation, meaning if you are a young person right now, you're expected to get 85 shots by the time you're 18. We expect these people to somehow be okay. 85 vaccines. If 85 vaccines are necessary now, how come my generation got 4? And still kicking, by the way. Where the old, the people before me only got 2. They're the old people. They made it to old age with 2. How the fuck are you worried about it? Why do we need 80? Turn on critical thinking. Turn the fucking switch back on, people. There's a reason we recommend getting annual shots, because they need money. I'll say that again. I just wanted to say that again. Thomas Russo, a professor and chief of infectious disease at the University of Buffalo in New York. So this man's paid for by the pharmaceutical industry. His entire education is based on the pharmaceutical industry, to such the point that he now teaches about the allopathic healthcare and pharmaceutical industry. Good job. Yeah, you're definitely an expert on pharmaceuticals. The vaccine can help you potentially develop antibodies. Not fully, but potentially develop antibodies that are better match than the new variants that are circulating. They have no idea. It's a guess. Again, you think that they're just if they know what new strain is going to come out, by the way, how the fuck do they know that ahead of time? And they're not testing it at all. They're just kind of, making it. Wild. Unfortunately, the flu shot isn't perfect, and Dr. Russo points out that you can still get sick if you get the vaccine. Oh, shocking. But he also notes that the shot can lower your risk of having serious complications from the virus. Where have we heard this before? Stupid people. If you are a high-risk person, the risk of hospitalization and severe disease also increases. Notice how they do not say what high risk is. He means fat people. Just so you know. He means fat people. Here, Doc, I'll say this is Amesh Adaji, MD, a senior scholar at the Johns Hopkins Center for Health Security. I'll say who he means. If you're a high-risk person, meaning you're very ancient or you're fat as fuck. There. I said it for you. So, if you keep skipping your flu shot every year, you still run the risk of developing serious complications if you don't get it, and I will lose money. Over time, each year, your antibody levels wane to a greater degree, especially if you don't get the flu. Did everybody catch that? Over time, each year, your antibody levels wane to a greater degree, especially if you don't get the flu. Be in shape, get the flu, have it be a fucking 1 or 2 day. I wish I felt better, and then fucking have your immunity, dumb fucks. The virus may also evolve to a more significant degree, increasing your risk of being vulnerable. Oh my God. But should I be terrified? Should I be terrified now, Doc? Should I be scared as fuck? Oh no. Are the flu shots still necessary? The CDC recommends that everyone aged 6 months and older get their flu vaccine each year. So yes, doctors say that the flu shots are still mandatory. The doctors who get bonuses on vaccines, by the way. Look it up. They get bonuses. Influenza vaccination is helpful in that it lessens chances of infection, does it? But more importantly, it lessens chances of hospitalization and severe disease, does it? Because recent studies show that you're 4 times more likely to get the flu if you get the fucking flu vaccine. Look that shit up too. It's also peer-reviewed. He also points out that it lowers the odds of you'll have to miss important events in your life like activities of work. Oh my God. They're literally so weak that they're literally to the stage now that they're telling you like, oh, you might miss out on going to a party to get fat as fuck at. How long does the flu last with no shot? It's hard to say how long the flu lasts with flu will last in any given person. However, most people with the flu get better anywhere from a few days to less than 2 weeks per the CDC. In unvaccinated individuals, durations may reach longer portions, but they have no idea because he's talking out his fucking ass because there's not a goddamn study. If you get the vaccine, it will decrease the severity of your symptoms. It will? A little earlier you said it may, but now it will. That's actually medical malpractice, just so everybody knows. It also for protection for people that you're in close contact with. Fuck them motherfuckers. Let them get the vaccine if they're afraid of it. Wild. So I want to do something else here. Let's just do this. So I did put together a few things for this. So let me go over this real quick. A few things I put together. Just some data. All right, so adopting a lifestyle that includes avoiding ultra-processed foods, maintaining a waist-to-height ratio of under 0.5, staying well hydrated, getting adequate sunshine exposure, engaging in daily exercise, and ensuring sufficient sleep can collectively bolster the immune system, reduce both the likelihood of contracting influenza and the severity of symptoms if infection occurs. These factors influence immune function through mechanisms such as reduced inflammation, improved nutrient status, enhanced viral resistance, and better overall metabolic health, meaning you're not a high-risk person. Below, each factor is discussed based on scientific evidence. Avoiding ultra-processed foods. Ultra-processed foods, which are typically high in additives, sugars, cat hair, emulsifiers, and unhealthy fats, can impair immune function by promoting chronic inflammation and disrupting gut microbiota. Oh my God, ADHD's all over the place today. I had a Monster Energy drink today for the first one in a long time, which plays a key role in immune regulation. Avoiding them entirely supports a nutrient-dense diet that enhances immune response. Studies indicate that high ultra-processed food intake is associated with weakened immunity and increased susceptibility to viral infections, including respiratory ones. For instance, monotonous diets rich in UPFs may lead to micronutrient deficiencies that impair immune system, heighten risk of infection. Additionally, ultra-processed foods alter gut bacteria and induce inflammation, potentially increasing the risk of conditions that exacerbate viral severity. While direct studies on influenza are limited, evidence that relates from relative viral infections studies suggest that reducing ultra-processed foods lowers overall infectious disease by improving immune health and competence. So here's the reality of that, by the way. Ultra-processed foods are highly inflammatory to begin with. If you are going to then have an upper respiratory virus, such as COVID or the flu, that is also an inflammatory virus, upper respiratory virus, if you're already highly inflamed from being fat as fuck and eating 60 to 70% of your food, total calories from ultra-processed food, you could be in fucking trouble because you have been abusing yourself because it is your motherfucking fault. So here we go. Maintaining a waist-to-height ratio of under 0.5. A waist-to-height ratio of under 0.5 is a marker of low abdominal adiposity and is associated with reduced cardiometabolic risk compared to higher ratios, which indicates central obesity. Lower waist-to-height ratio correlates with a decreased systematic inflammation and better immune function, potentially lowering influenza susceptibility and severity. Research shows the waist-to-height ratio over 0.5 is linked to higher inflammatory markers, which can impair immune responses to infections. In contrast, values below 0.5 classify individuals at lower early health risk, including reduced infection vulnerability. Obesity-related metrics like high waist-to-height ratio are tied to increased infection risk, such as maintaining suggests that maintaining under 0.5 supports stronger antiviral defense. Drinking plenty of water, of course, staying hydrated will keep your immune system running much better. Drinking plenty of water can reduce the risk of respiratory infections by preventing dehydration-related complications. Getting plenty of sunshine, vitamin D exposure. Don't put sunscreen on. Sunscreen, you're literally slathering on carcinogens on you, just in case anybody's wondering. And by the way, motherfuckers, don't wear sunglasses, especially polarized sunglasses. Just wear a hat to get the sun out of your eyes. But sunglasses, in fact, stop your eyes from receiving the messages from the sun for ultraviolet that you're being exposed to ultraviolet rays. And therefore, your eyes then tell your brain to release mitochondria to help your skin. So just be intelligent about it. We survived for fucking eons without these things, and all of a sudden people act like they are the thing that you have to have every time you step outside. It's completely ridiculous. Regular physical activity enhances immune surveillance and reduces inflammation, lowering the risk of contracting influenza and mitigating its severity. Moderate daily exercise strengthens resistance to viral infections and improves immune cell function. Epidemiological studies demonstrate that chronic moderate exercise decreases viral load and illness severity in influenza models. Leisure time aerobic activity is associated with significantly lower flu and pneumonia mortality, with even 150 minutes a week linked to 36% reduction. So notice how the doctor that was talking about getting your flu shot, they didn't talk about any of this, because if it's about saving lives and you believe in the flu shot, wouldn't you still want to couple it with this? That's the thing. That's how you know, man. Like, if they're not coupling it with this information, they don't give a fuck about your health, right? If you want to get the vaccine, go ahead and get the vaccine. I'm still saying that you should eat well, avoid ultra-processed foods, get plenty of hydration, plenty of sleep, plenty of stress relief, get moderate daily activity, and get some sunlight in you motherfuckers. Like, do whatever you want to do otherwise that, but the baseline should be that you're healthy. That's the problem. A bunch of people, we have a hard time with the flu in America because we're sick as fuck in America. Everybody has a chronic disease. All you motherfuckers are sick. Not you motherfuckers in the chat. I'm sure you're all very healthy. But especially the ones that are here to hate watch me. So, but if the doctor is not telling you to do these things, they're incompetent. Because it's very clear that staying healthy and being healthy will make it so you deal with health consequences better. Dumb fucks. Getting significant sleep, 7 to 9 hours, is crucial for immunohomeostasis, and comparing to obese individuals consuming 60% of ultra-processed foods or more. In contrast, a morbidly obese person, a BMI of over 40, who derives 60% of their diet from ultra-processed foods, which is a low number for being that fat, faces heightened risk due to compounding effects of obesity and poor nutrition. Morbid obesity impairs adaptive immunity to influenza, leading to higher infection rates, prolonged viral shedding, and severe outcomes like hospitalization or death, which means you're going to be, by the way, contagious longer. If they were really worried about your relatives, they'd tell you not to be fat as fuck too, by the way, because you spread viruses at a higher rate. Higher ultra-processed food consumption exacerbates this by promoting obesity, inflammation, and metabolic disorders that amplify flu severity. Such individuals may experience doubled risk of complications compared to those with healthy lifestyles, with UPF-driven nutrient deficiencies further weakening the antiviral response. While the healthy profile reduces inflammation and enhances immunity, this contrasting profile increases susceptibility through dysregulation of immune cells and higher viral loads. Now, I want to go over one more thing real quick, and we'll do a little bit of Q&A, and I'm going to be off for the day. But one more thing really quick. Everybody realizes that for morbidly obese people, vaccines, even if they do work, are not nearly as efficacious. They don't have nearly the same efficacy. Geez. The influenza vaccine and other vaccines are less effective on morbidly obese people due to impaired antibody response and accelerated waning of immunity. Obesity correlates with poor vaccine-induced protection against influenza, with obese individuals showing reduced immunogenicity and higher post-vaccination infection risks. For other vaccines, COVID, hepatitis B, tetanus, severe obesity accelerates antibody decline, increases breakthrough infections risks, and it necessitates more frequent boosters. Some studies report no significant impairment of the flu vaccine, but the predominance of the evidence indicates a reduced efficacy with obesity. So I'm just going to point out that if your doctor is telling you to get a flu shot, and you walk in at 300 pounds and they say you need a flu shot, one, if they don't tell you that it's going to work less on you, they're lying. They are withholding stuff from you. You do not have informed consent. They have committed medical malpractice because it should have informed consent. And if you do not get told by your doctor that being fat is going to lower the chances that your vaccine is going to work for you even more than already, then I can tell you that they are full of shit. They either don't know or don't care, and they're just looking for their money. Because the doctor should be telling you at all times, especially if we are so terrified of new pandemics and colds and flus and new, gene therapies, all that shit. If we're so worried about all that shit, doctors would be screaming from the top of their fucking lungs for America to unfatten itself, to get proper sleep, proper hydration, eat almost no ultra-processed foods, try to make sure you get daily exercise, have good social relations, get plenty of sleep, those things. That is health care, people. Sick care is jabbing you with something that, because you're fat, may not even work if it does work, and it would absolutely work less, and not telling you to do the steps that could for sure lower your chances of being very sick. This is not me just spouting shit. It's not me spouting my rhetoric. This is reality. Look all this shit up. The notes I read from had over 30 citations. It's reality. They know it too. Like, they absolutely know it, Anyway, let's do a little Q&A and then I'm off. By the way, folks, last chance for these deals. The absolute last chance for the 6-month holiday package. We're about to end this special, so take us up on it. If you've ever wanted to get coaching, now is the time to do it. There it is. Boom. And let's see. Jeremy Crisp, looking to catch more lives. Does Alan have a schedule, or is when he has time? Right now, it's when he has time. But I will be back tomorrow, hopefully at either noon or 6 p.m. Eastern time. At 1 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Or 6 p.m. or possibly both. I don't know. But any other questions before I hop on off here and do my work? Oh, how you doing? Was asked today by his doc about getting the flu shot. Yeah, because they make money. They make money from it. That's why they make money. Kind of fucking sad. Really fucking sad. It really is. All right, people. So here's reality. I am going to hop off of here today. I am going to be back tomorrow. I hope to see you guys then. Share this video. Tell everybody I said that if they want to doubt me, they can come on here and I'll let them on live with me and we can fucking talk about it. Because that's what I want to do. I want to have the conversations other people aren't willing to have. So I hope that you are all doing very well. I will talk to you tomorrow. Goddamn.